Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Emily and this is Artsy Art Style Battle number 2. And this time I am the one that's serving the first base character. I was super excited to be starting off this time because I had all the freedom in the world to do whatever I wanted to. And at the time I was kind of feeling the same vibe as the Lost City of Atlantis movie. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen it, but I was kind of vibing with that movie at first, so I wanted to go with something kind of light and airy. But I mean, eventually I did stray from that a little bit in the final result picture. I hope everybody had a great week. I hope everybody's washing their hands and staying inside. Social distancing is really important, and I think now more than ever we need to cooperate with each other to make sure that we come out of this with the best result. If you're missing your friends or anything, you can always FaceTime. I've been doing that recently, and one of my friends is always adamant on not FaceTiming because she hates using like the picture setting, but we did it anyway because, you know, social interaction's so limited right now. Anyway, I had a lot of fun drawing this one. My only problem was, I think, the pixel ratio that I use this time. Usually when I do digital art, I draw with a 9 by 12 inch piece of paper, but I thought that it would be better if I went smaller since Ella was just going to be like shrinking it and putting it in the left-hand corner. So I think I did something like 200 by 200 pixels, which obviously made the ratio of the line weight not the same as what it would be. It's so much thicker than what I usually use, which I realized kind of as I got further into the drawing. It started to look nothing like my style, so eventually I do go back and I work on the eyes and I work on the mouth.
Hey, Ella here, and thanks for stopping by to watch this video. Quick, disclaimer or whatever before we start. It's super noisy in my house today. Quarantine has got everybody a little rowdy, you know how it goes. And also my cat is here with me because he really wants some affection, so if you hear some meowing in the background, that would be why, or some stomping or anything like that. But yeah, so welcome to the video. I absolutely loved the character that Emily gave me for this video. Just like the super colorful, whimsical, I guess, aesthetic of it was super fun to work with, and I absolutely enjoyed every second of it. I've been bugging her now the last couple of days, like, hey, when am I going to get my next character? Because I'm just so excited to see what she gives me, and I feel like I kind of need to up my game a little bit. So I've been trying to work on my character for the next video now, and we'll see how that goes. But back to this character. Yeah, I really enjoyed drawing this character. You can see now I'm working on just like the sketching phase. This, I feel like, always takes up so much of the video. And even still, like, I could have done more with it. Looking at it after I had like inked it and colored it, I was like, oh, her head is kind of big. Like, even by cartoons character standards, her head is kind of big. Especially with like all the hair on top, it doesn't help, but you know, you gotta roll with it, I guess. So we'll say it's like an aesthetic choice. Also, another side note, I like to look up references when I draw. I think that's the best way to make the things that you're drawing look the most accurate to what you have in your head. So for the top, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to draw because it looks like a wrappy kind of top. And in the reference that Emily gave me, it was a very simplistic looking design. So it's hard to tell the exact textures of it. So I was thinking, what cartoon character do I know that wears a wrapped top? And I was like, oh, Kita from Atlantis. So that's what I Googled up to look for like the top for a reference photo. I tried to make it fit to her body proportions as well, pulled the like one side up a little bit and made sure that it was very covering. You know, we don't want to do anything that's a little too risque, but yeah, so that's where if you recognize like the kind of design of that top a little bit, I looked off that for my reference. So now I'm going to be working on the line art phase, and this might be one of my favorite parts because this is when the drawing like really comes together and starts to look a lot more polished. Although I do love sketches, I will say I'm kind of it's like my guilty pleasure or whatever they call that. I love when people just do like sketchy drawings and color them. Something about, I don't know, just like the fact that it's not finished, it feels very like playful and natural, and I really enjoy that. But yeah, I liked the way that the hand turned out on this. Again, I was looking at a reference photo when I was drawing most of this, and it actually looked like a girl playing, like cosplaying Merida. I don't know. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to do, and the hair was a lot of fun to do as well. I love drawing big curly hair. That's like my favorite thing ever to do. I don't have naturally curly hair. I've always wanted naturally curly hair, so I think that might be why I just absolutely adore doing that. But yeah, so now you can see Emily's picture popped up, and yeah, you can see it's really cool. I was a little bit sad I wasn't able to get the pants in with what I was trying to draw, but I felt like I really wanted to put a lot of attention to the detail that she put around the character's face, like the armband that she has and the bow, and I thought it'd be really cool to show her in action, you know, just doing something very awesome. So that's the way that I went. And now I'm looking at this and I'm wondering if I forgot to add in her bowstring. Wow, that'd be really sad if I did forget to do that. Yeah, I'm thinking I forgot to add in her bowstring. Okay, well, we can all imagine that it's there, and when I go back to edit this for the final product, I will make sure I give her a bowstring. Wow, that is depressing. Oh, okay. Well, you know, say la vie, I guess. I don't know. Live and learn. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with the hair, and you can see in Emily did a really cool like shading aspect where she had lots of different colors throughout the hair, but everything's kind of very like I don't know, it's very textured. And when I do digital art, I tend not to put a lot of texture in my pieces. So I decided instead to give her kind of like streaks of hair, like highlight kind of deals and low lights, almost like she went and she got these big chunky highlights at the salon. I don't know. I don't know how this girl's hair is purple. Not really sure. Excuse me, how that happened. But yeah, that's kind of what I decided to go for because I felt like it would be the best way to showcase the different colors while still using my style, I guess. And same thing with like the skirt and the top, and I also forgot the bag almost. I don't know if you guys caught me like quickly throw that in there. But yeah, there was a lot like to this character. Like I need to step on my game for the next one because Emily was really kicking it out of the park with this one. And I was doing all the shading, right? And I'm starting to think, oh my gosh, what am I going to do for the background of this character? Because she looks so kick butt. I didn't want to make a sad little background that was going to take away from this character. But I'm also kind of lazy with backgrounds. Gonna admit that. First and foremost, I probably should honestly start with the backgrounds because by the time that I get the character done, I usually love the character so much that none of the backgrounds that I do I like. and I'll try and I'll sit down and I'll do super, super detailed backgrounds. I did one time a brick wall where I went and I drew like every single individual brick, and it took absolute ages, and I still didn't absolutely love the way that it turned out. And I don't know if you guys can hear the background noise in my video right now, but you know, that's fun. But yeah, I'm just so picky with backgrounds. It's like, yeah, I should probably just start incorporating them better into my initial sketch. So maybe that's something that you'll see me do and improve on for the next video. And that's kind of the cool thing with all this, is that I'm working on improving as I go. I'm by no means like a professional at this point. I'm very much still learning. So all of this is kind of like an adventure that I'm going through on this channel. So I think it's going to be really cool to look back maybe like a year from now and hopefully see like a lot of improvement on my art. But yeah, now you can see I'm working on the backgrounds and I'm trying out a bunch of different things. I kind of like in like Disney movies, they always have the backgrounds as more like painted looking, and then the foreground is very much that like lined character. Like if you go back and look at like the Jungle Book, I think that's a good showcase of that. So I try to do something like that, but I couldn't get my brushes to work the way that I wanted, and the textures just weren't meshing together. I tried blending stuff and I was just like, no, this looks like crap. So then I was like, well, she is like, her hair is blowing. Maybe I could do kind of like a Pocahontas, paint with the colors of the wind with some leaves flowing around her. And that's the one that I decided to go with. So yeah, this is the final product here coming up, and I hope you like it.
Thanks so much for watching this week's video on the Artsy Art channel. Special shout out goes to @RobinPoetry and Anonymous for submitting photos for last week's base character challenge. If you guys would like to do the same, our email is in the description box below, so go check it out.